What the mind suppresses, the body expresses. How does the body express what the mind suppresses? Symptoms. Illness. Illness is often the body's attempt to communicate what your mind has learned to silence. Symptoms become the language your body uses to tell the truth. Can you see why focusing on symptoms rarely creates lasting change? Welcome to the Mind Talk podcast, where we delve into the roots of dis-ease growing deep in the subconscious mind. I am your host, Diane Vanis, with over 25 years in energy medicine. So let's delve into what the body is carrying. Your body can only hold so much, and everything beyond that becomes illness. So when the nervous system doesn't have enough space to complete a stress response, that activation stays in your body and becomes tension, inflammation, digestive disruption, fatigue, or shutdown. Every experience you push through without support has a physiological footprint, and it gets heavier and heavier until it reaches a tipping point. So your system was actually meant to cycle between activation and recovery. But what if you grew up in an environment where emotions were unsafe to express, or they were ignored or minimized? Then your nervous system adapted by containing everything internally. This internal load accumulates over years. Chronic containment keeps the body in a heightened state. Muscles stay tight to protect you. Breath becomes shallow to avoid feeling too much. Your hormones shift toward survival chemistry, and these changes slowly reshape your biology. At some point, the load becomes too heavy for the system to keep compensating. Symptoms appear not because of failure, but because there's an overflow. Anxiety, IBS, migraines, chronic pain, dizziness, inflammation, all emerge when your capacity has been exceeded. When your system cannot discharge pressure, it expresses it through physiology. You can treat the pain, the gut, the fatigue, the dizziness, but if the internal load remains, your system continues producing the same patterns. A pattern of overprotection wired into the neuroimmune system is like an overcautious smoke alarm. When fear and stress is involved at a time of injury, it can lock in incorrect predictions. Pain is generated by the brain as a protective output. Pain is produced by the brain's prediction system, constantly asking one question: is this safe? So really, the nervous system has to be trained to distinguish between real threat and old memory. We retrain the patterns that have kept your system overloaded for years, so your body can stop containing everything and start recalibrating towards stability, energy, and safety. How can we feel safe in an unsafe world? So, to be honest, your nervous system is actually responding correctly to a world that is in fact unsafe. So your nervous system is accurately dysregulated. Your anxiety might not be a disorder. It might be the correct response to living in a world where your future is uncertain. What is this world asking us to tolerate that is actually intolerable? We're kept in survival mode, just trying to navigate in a world that is trauma-inducing and dysregulating. Your body is telling the truth. The environment is pathological. It's not your body that's broken. We need relationships where our nervous system can actually rest. We need health care that believes in health and the mind-body-spirit connection. Healing means becoming whole, where we can be authentically ourselves, not perfect, in order to cope with conditions that shouldn't even exist. So we're opening up to creating a space of compassion and awareness, and we're working with our authentic self and our true essence in a world that is not so kind.